Hey, welcome everybody to the Fever Dream episode. Oh, my camera's doing that weird thing again. It's recording fine, but for me it's weird. Anyway, um, so this is a Fever Dream episode where both I re so quick background. I have a trip that I'm going on this weekend, and I forgot that it lined up with our recording, and so I had to frantically pull together a podcast, and both Pochu and Wormadad could not make it. Um, and then originally it was gonna be and Braden as Braden as a step-in host, and Marauder would be guest, and that didn't work either. Um, and so Marauder had to step out last second due to something coming up. So this is a Fever Dream episode where it's just four people talking about Smash. Um, so yeah, overall we can talk about Smash Replay 30. We were just talking about this. I'm just saying this for the for the audience. We literally were just talking about this. We can talk about Braden recommended the Luigi Min Min matchup. That's an interesting one to talk about.
About that.
I can make fun of all the people who gave me bullshit answers on my question. I asked the other day about potential topics that people would like to talk about, and I got what was it? What's a beaver's favorite curse word? Um, and then I got some meme that I
Well,
didn't
it's
know that.
obviously damn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's the
saying. That one's
joke.
easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
that's the joke.
oh.
Okay.
But I also got some meme gif that I don't understand. I didn't understand the context to until I had it explained to me at the side deck, and I still don't know if I understand it. Um, so if anyone wants to go find that tweet on my page, you can and view all the bullshit answers
I
I
could
got.
just tell you.
So yeah, so welcome everybody. As you know, I am Mercury. I'm a reoccurring guest, but we have above me uh, T-Rex T-Rex chess. I'm sorry, that's a tongue twister for me. We have Lego view from T-Rex chess. We have Braden in the top right hand corner, KB2 Joker player, and we have Mage to my right, who I actually don't know who you play Mage.
Okay.
Falco.
Falco, yeah.
Okay, I figured because you're from
I
Blue
love to
State.
lie and say I secondary wolf.
You probably have you have like a Lucina in there.
Everybody has a
Oh
wolf. This
yeah.
wolf is 1 + 1 = 2.
I need to play Wolf again. My
No,
Wolf
you
is
don't.
Dude, he's so good.
No,
You
you
should play him,
don't.
bro. He's so good.
No, you don't need to play wolf. Joker. Don't worry about matchups. Just solo main Joker, right, guys?
I'm gonna solo. I don't like counterpicking.
I'm picking up Pyramithra, but purely for the ability to play online. I'm only gonna play Joker and bracket, but I'm picking up Pyramithra so that way I can practice online.
I'm gonna start playing online with Joker more, but I respect people who don't want to do that because it's
I
not the most like I'm only doing it to improve. I wouldn't
it
do it just out of my own like.
I don't feel like I improve off of it. I feel like I just find myself falling back into bad habits because online.
Yeah. You have to
So
go in with it like with certain goals. Like I'm gonna start writing out things I want to do in matches and like trying them to see if they work, I guess. But that's
smart.
still hard, like because burst ranges are affected, and that's like what I play off of more. So
So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Especially as Joker. That's such a big Joker thing too.
mhm.
Yep. And you have to be a tad bit more precise and with Joker than other characters, which just doesn't work well with the nine potentially more extra input lag frames that occur in online. So it's kind of funky.
Big shout out to all my Wi-Fi warriors out there. Those are my legends. All the goats were born on Wi-Fi, and that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, that's kind of what keeps me like when I think about if it's worth it. It's like everyone got good off Wi-Fi. Like
Yeah, man.
it's the proof is there. Like it works.
This
Also,
weekend was
Mage, what do you?
also a big weekend for the Wi-Fi Warriors.
Uh,
Famously, Anarchy, trapped
oh
in the
yeah.
confines
Big
of
time.
2000, comes out of if you weren't paying attention to Wi-Fi, comes out of nowhere, beats Yanni, gets ninth at his first major.
That's crazy.
Like,
Losing to only Light and ESAM. Insane losses rather.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Didn't Okola
Um,
also win that major
Yeah,
in Japan?
Aquila won in Japan, going Kazuya.
Oh, his Discord broke. Hey, he warned me about
He's
this.
gone, dude. We lost
He
him.
warned me about. He said he's just gonna reboot and he'll be back in. So,
Oh my god, he's back.
that was quick.
Cool.
It happened.
I don't know where it cut me off.
Of course it cut you off right as you said played Kazuya.
Yeah, Cola.
But what was really cool about that tournament was Dr. Mario got third and made winners finals. Like
That's
just a Dr. Mario.
wild.
Like-
Which stock was that again? Was that Sumo Sumo?
That sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I watched the Panda video on it, so I think that's who it was.
I
didn't
was
watch 'cause I-
watching top 4 because it's a little bit less degen in like the Washington time zone. And
Okay.
there were some interesting sets. Grand finals was really funny.
It was so
Like,
funny. I watched Grands.
I did not watch this.
but
Kazuya is so stupid.
Yes.
the
Yes.
more bizarre set to me is right after respectively beating Ken and Proto Banham, we had losers semis between Hero the Bowser and I can't remember the Inkling player's tag that got second.
Oh,
And
I can't remember.
I'll
It's
look
like
it
on the
up.
tip of my tongue. Yeah.
but after losing, after Hero the Bowser lost game 1 with Bowser, they counterpicked Inkling with Snake and took a game. And I was mind boggled as somebody like back in the old school USC days, watching like the folk Jazzy Fish Grands where Jazzy would get counterpicked by Folk's Bowser, to see a Bowser
Sure.
player think that like Hero Snake or like Inkling Snake was the better matchup and it worked was absolutely bizarre to see.
Shirayuki is the tag, by the way.
Okay,
Mhm.
sure, Yuki.
I remember seeing something about that in the PG Stats video. I just
Yeah.
a lot of the names.
Hero is so like, because they don't like top 3 usually, so they kind of fly under the radar sometimes. Like people are just and they having traveled to America, but like to be that consistent with Bowser in this meta is insane. Because you could get away with it in 2019, but now it's like, I don't know how you win some of these matchups.
Jeez. Jeez.
I mean, yeah, but it's like to
Jeez.
do it so consistently. It's like everyone has bad brackets in Japan, but it's like you are top 8ing multiple majors with Bowser. Like people know the Bowser matchup.
True. I feel like Bowser probably is an exemplification of like counter meta to what Japan, because Japan typically plays a more slow defensive style, and Bowser really exploits like when he does get a hold of you, he fucking kills you. Like you
Sure
get
does.
you get one hit and you're gone.
Oh
And-
yeah.
And so like he like
You're
yeah
never
he-
leaving ledge.
yeah you're that or oh you've landed, you're binding uppy, and so yeah, and he can take a shit ton of damage, so he can definitely play somewhat counter picky to a lot of the Japanese meta. But I can't imagine some of the matchups that Japan plays. I can't imagine Yoshi, Bowser. I feels miserable for the Bowser.
Did
But
he beat Proto, or was that the other side? Because I'd be impressed if he won Bowser Min Min. That in my head that feels bad. Maybe it's not that
I
bad.
think he did beat Proto. I think because I think in the PG Stats video they said he beat Proto, which
Okay.
from what I've heard, Bowser does decent because he can survive a long time. Megawatt doesn't kill super early on Bowser, and because he has decent run speed, if he plays properly and doesn't get hit tons, he could just kill off ledge on Min Min because of how light she is and how bad her recovery is.
Yeah.
But if he gets knocked off stage, he's fucking gone because of how linear his recovery is.
It's really hard to mix up off stage with Bowser, admittedly.
Yeah.
Also, I will add, if I can, about Bowser. I feel like a lot of people definitely have Bowser matchup experience. Everyone and their mom has played versus every 2-bit Bowser under the sun, but it's really different when you fight like a really good Bowser. I'm talking like Hero or Leon level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that character is like Mercury. What you were saying about how like his advantage, it's super threatening. It's like really suffocating when you're playing a good one.
Yeah. You die at 60 with that character. If you make the wrong decision, you can just evaporate.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely kind of relevant to like Smash 4 conversations of like you're getting buffed in bracket as well, just because people like you have to win less interactions. People are nervous. They're fighting a heavy. It's like you get a little bit of a advantage of that or the edge. Like in Smash 4, it was actually like so exaggerated. Like DK would grab you twice and you would die. So it's not that bad, but it's still like 4 or 5 neutral interactions sometimes.
Yeah.
I super feel that. Honestly, human error is totally a thing, and when you're playing a character that can like live like that and kill easily, that yeah, super big factor.
Yeah, it is insane. And like that's the reason why Kazuya is so good right now with where the meta is because you get hit once and you're gone. You're dead. Also, can I just say how brilliant it is for a Cola to pick up Kazuya as a Steve counter pick, because if they counter pick you to FD, you just go Kazuya. Like that's
I
fucking
think
so smart.
I think Steve likes FD. I think Cola is just like
Oh, that's maybe.
really, yeah. I don't know, not a cheeser. He's obviously very good, but he was a Luigi main, and then he switched to Steve Kazuya.
Uh, and Game
Uh,
and Watch. Don't forget his Game and Watch.
I'm actually very like, it's such an interesting story of like, is he gonna win Summit? Now Spargo's going, which is so cool.
It's
Like,
so
I'm
good.
He's one of my
Yeah.
favorite players. Yeah, like, how are some people like? Has Tweak learned the matchup yet? Is Light gonna be able to beat him? Is Leo gonna be able to beat him with Pit Throw, with Joker? Like, it's gonna be like he could lose or he could just win without dropping a set. Like, it's we don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it could
Yeah.
definitely get interesting. Is Light going to Summit?
Yeah, he should be
I would
invited.
love
Yeah.
to. I would love to see that rematch after the decimation that was at Invitational.
Yeah, Light got a game, but yeah, true. A lot of
Yeah. Well, you got one, but it was funny.
yeah.
The game didn't feel as it didn't feel the same after he just got up on broadcast and said, "I think I'm just a better player," and then got 3-1s.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like that's the first Light versus a controversial topic
True.
moment in Smash that's happened. I always remember that one. This proves Wi-Fi is a sham. Like
That was so funny. The fact that you even made it to me, or yeah, the fact that you made it this far proves the Wi-Fi is a sham. And then
Oh my
someone modded
god.
it over the Fox victory theme. It was so funny.
So
the
funny.
funniest thing is that he lost that set after winning that game.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, that's funny.
It's kind of in character for Light, but that's I think what makes it all the more interesting storyline.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen it like I've seen some people explain it, but it's like cool. It's like he's not a villain. He's just very confident, and like obviously, if you're gonna be that confident every time, sometimes you're gonna lose. But I think it's really cool to have that kind of personality as a top player.
True.
Big agree.
Yeah, but every scene needs one. I played Counter Strike competitively for a long time prior to coming into Smash, and there were definitely some people like that. Simple was probably that person. He was a bit more toxic in the early days, if you know anything about Counter Strike. But definitely the confidence and the skill to back it up, which is always fun. You can have tons of confidence and be dog shit at the game, but to be able to back it up is what I think really counts.
Yeah.
And, Light is, sent Leo out at 5th in Super Smash Con, which was wild. Or is that Gluto? Shit, I can't remember. Was it
I
Light?
think it was Gluto and Losers.
It was yeah. Light sent him to losers and then Gluto beat. So
Or wasn't it Onin that beat Leo in winners?
3-0, if I remember right.
Yeah, I was not there, but we were getting ready to go to the venue, and we actually some USC car lore. We made a on the ride there. No, not Trent. Chris Winter and I? No, whatever. Some combination of us. I made a $5 bet each with Gage that we thought a Steve would top 8, and Gage said, no, all the Steves are bad. They won't top 8. And then we watched
Ooh.
Onin 3-0 Leo, and I looked at Gage, and I was like, that's really funny. You're gonna lose money.
that's really funny. That's good.
Then we got to
Rare
the
Gage
venue.
L.
Yeah, we
Hey,
got to the venue right as Onin beat Riddles too to confirm it.
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah,
Gage may have been getting off of the Steves that he's played, like the Yannis, the people that
Gage is
lose to
forever
Ronaldo.
positive on Yanni. Yeah.
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
Steve out Yanni in Texas because he went to
His
Texas. for a
Texas
month.
era.
Yep.
Funny. I did not know that.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's funny too because they both are previously Luigi players who went to Steve and
A lot of those.
Yanni. Yeah. I wonder why. I'm suspicious. I guess Yanni just stuck with
Oh, Call
Steve.
2 actually. Wow. That is a trend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Waidu also played Luigi.
Dude,
from
Elegant's
Earth.
next up,
Ryan
dude.
was a me brawler. Like went
I thought-
me
I thought-
brawler to like Pyromyth or Rob to Steve.
Mhm.
Man's likes his top tiers.
True.
How do you guys feel about me brawler? I think me brawler really fucking good.
Tanner's super good.
I'm susceptible to lose to any of them because he's good, and I don't know the matchup, and I don't even think I know like all the moves off the top of my head.
You
So-
just, I personally, for me, for Joker, I just treat him like Fox. I play the
That
matchup as
might
if it's Fox.
Smart.
But he has I don't know how to put it. I think it's like better like air drift or whatever, where he can like cross me up easier, like from farther away, because he's like floatier, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like-
he definitely stays in the air longer. His nair is, it's better than Fox's in my
So
opinion.
broken.
It's
has
so
easily,
good.
easily top 5 Nair.
one of his neutral Bs is like the series of the flurry one that just kills you if you jump from ledge, and he does it at like 90.
With iframes.
Yeah,
Man.
the rubber
Like-
just kills you at 70 if you get hit. the
I
wrong
mean, I
way.
have a history versus Mies. Obviously, I lost 10 sets in a row to Lil Yoshi, no games. That was really funny.
I'm yet to play a Lil Yoshi, and I'm very thankful for
You'll
that.
get the Falcon, yeah. He's
Oh,
still very good.
I
But the
will
Falcon sets have been evenish.
I will definitely get the Falcon. Which I don't have tons of Falcon experience. The only Falcon experience I have is Whitener, which is, no offense to Whitener, I love you, dude, but significantly
Yeah.
lower than Lil Yoshi.
Yeah, Tater hasn't been going to stuff either, and he's been. I don't know what his situation is. I think he's switching between jobs now, but his job prevented him from going to things, so he would just go for Thug Finals every Friday at the Paul tournament. But he still plays. He's still good.
That's
Tater
what,
definitely one of the hidden goats of SC.
Oh, yeah.
Not even hidden, but that guy is a monster.
Hmm.
that's what I feel like a lot. Like, I'm personally as a newer player. A lot of, like, I'm at 2 points where I understand my character very well. So I'm getting on one hand, I'm getting rid of my bad habits, and on the other hand, I am learning matchups because gotta love SC. It's either fully high tiers or all low tiers, and I don't know some of those matchups.
Mercury, were you a Smash 4 player?
No, I was not. I
Okay, see,
So
wow.
much harder.
Because that really blows my mind. Because I'm obviously super biased. I was a Smash 4 like noodle. I
Yeah.
just can't even fathom coming into this game without having that like prior XP of all those characters. It really relieves so much mental work. It's insane.
yeah.
I feel for you guys.
I did have Smash 4 on the 3DS,
Mhm.
and
Goat? My boy. Let's go.
and so I had that. I actually
Nice.
still have the 3DS copy somewhere. But yeah, I dabbled in Smash. I was never someone who played it super competitively. I never learned how to do tech or anything.
Yeah.
I played very casually. And then I bought a Switch in 2019 with my graduation money in May. And I bought Smash Ultimate when I bought my Switch because I was like, I want to play this game. I started watching competitively, like maybe a couple weeks after, 3 or 4 weeks after. Those first 4 weeks, I played Ganon and Young Link. I was not good, but those were my ins. And then I started watching competitive, and I saw MKLeo, and I saw Joker do his little kicky up air, and I was like, I want that. So I bust out credit card, $5.99 later, and I got my man, and I stuck with him ever since.
Mhm.
Joker.
Yeah, I played casually, like I would play with my friends. I got to high school and people were like playing on their 3DSs, so the next day I brought mine and played them.
Oh.
And I quickly realized like I was okay. I wasn't like the worst, but I was like, wow, there's people better than me here. So I had to like I played that whole semester, and then by the end of that I was like the best of my high school. And then around that time I started watching competitive and I saw Renai and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I started playing Villager.
Man.
And then I found Smash GG and was like, oh, I can get Wi-Fi tournaments on here. So I played that for half a year. And then only after doing that was I like, wait a minute, I could probably type South Carolina into this, like locations, and I can find tournaments. And then I did that.
It dawned on you.
Well, because there was this issue where because back then there was like this Smash. I forget what the page was called, but it was a page with all the discords, and there was a Smash there was an SC
Oh.
Discord, but they never linked the Discord to the page, so I didn't think we had one.
Oh, dude, that sucks. You're talking about Smash Chords, by the way.
Yeah, I am. Because that's how I found Wi-Fi like servers to play on. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, wow, that just makes me think of all the thousands of up and coming players that like have connected to their scene through that. I actually had a similar story to you, Braden. I was the same way. I was a little high school kid, and all my homies were playing this cool Smash 3DS game at lunch, and I was like, dude, I want in on this. I love competition. Yeah, the pipeline started. I pretty much did the exact same thing as Braden. I started watching VODs like way back in the day when like Xanadu used to upload their VODs as like SAX back in the day when players like Acid the Falcon were around and like Snow the Fox, like some ancient players. And then I found, funnily enough, I actually got into SC Smash because of Hobbit, local Clemson player. I was on Anther's ladder as a little young, inexperienced Falco player, and I got my booty jiggled by Hobbit's Doc, and he was like, "Dude, wait, I see your location is from SC. You know there's tournaments here, right?" And the rest is history.
Nice. T-Rex, how about you? Why did you start playing?
Yeah.
I didn't actually start out like finding it through school. Like there were a couple melee players at my school, and they like talked about the melee documentary. So I watched the whole melee doc on YouTube over like a spring break, and that's how I got into competitive Smash. Was like originally just as a fan of like watching melee, and then from there I started playing with some people from my school in like Smash 4. I started out as an Ike main, then realized Ike was bad, and so switched over from Ike to Rosa. And then by the time I got to like SC, like for college, I was able to like meet up with the like local USC scene. Like Justin Folk and Anivia were the two like big people that really got me into like the tournament scene here.
Yeah, those two are cool. I remember they would like come to Charleston all the time.
Oh man, yeah. Big
Well,
shouts to Anivia and
true.
Justin Falk. Those are two of the old guard SC players.
I've not
Very
met
shouts.
either of them. I've had like I've seen interactions with Folk on Twitter and his sunburn that happened back like a month ago, and that's about it. I just know I know he knows Japanese and he's living in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's actually really funny is the reason I started competing in like actual competitions in our state was not because I was super interested in the competitive scene of like Smash and like in terms of my original goal was not to come in and get to a point where you guys are at now because you guys are significantly better than me. My original goal was to get into the competitive scene and just get better overall so that I could beat my friends more. My high school group runs a tournament every year on summer break called Ultimania, and essentially, for the past two prior ones, prior to this most recent one that happened this year, I did decent. I was probably one of the upper players of our friend group, but I would kind of choke, and I wasn't the most polished player, as foreseen by my results when I first started playing competitive here. Um, and so my original goal was to start playing competitive so I could get better and so I could win that. Not to win any tournaments here, but then it kind of just sucked me in, and
Oh yeah.
now I want to. My current goal is not to be PR. My current goal, because I know that's such a far goal away for me. My current goal is to get to a point where people see me in bracket and just go, "Fuck, I have to play Mercury." That's where I want to be.
That's an honorable goal, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be PR. I need people to be worried and like actually consider me to be an opponent. And right now, there are only a couple people who feel that way with him.
I love that. You want to inspire fear in your opponent,
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
dude, I gotta play this dope ass Joker next. Dude.
I just want to be. I want to be like at least acknowledged as, oh, this person, even if they're not better than me, they can still upset me. Like that's how I
Kind
feel.
of.
Oh,
That's an interesting goal because it's always interesting what people focus on because it's like that'll kind of happen with like my round ones and twos sometimes, but it's never like what I specifically strive for. But it's like it's a cool side effect, but like that being the main goal is also really cool.
Agreed.
that's what I like. The people who are PR'd have been playing for years, like competitively. and so I started playing in April. I'm far away from that, so for now I just want to gain respect. I
That's
want to be
still crazy
respected
to
as a
me.
player.
Yeah.
So
Respect that.
thank you.
Do we want to talk about? I don't know what else we want to talk about.
Talk about side deck happened last night. That was pretty
Oh.
fun. I don't
It
know.
sure did happen.
Yeah, it sure did happen. Let's talk about the side deck and the corresponding things that have happened on Twitter.
Oh
Since then.
goodness.
We will
Oh
talk about it
goodness.
from an analytical
Oh,
standpoint.
no.
And before we even dive into it, I just want to say, Winter, I love you, bud.
Yeah, much
Great.
love to you, buddy.
I think you're a good player. I
I'm a
respect
Winter.
you.
Yeah, Winter like has obviously gotten better. I've like tracked their growth. Not like just because we emerged post. No, I guess the Wi-Fi like all quarantine. They were like always kind of worse, and then one day, like little by little, it's like, oh, this is a bracket threat now, and now they're ranked. So
Yeah, for sure. I hope this doesn't sound like too corny or anything, but like back when Ultimate came out and I was like starting to become like one of the more regular quote unquote good players, I would always check brackets every week. And I still have this tradition of checking every bracket that happens every week. It's such a fun little
that's
10,
sick.
15-minute dive. And I always have certain players that I just keep my eye on that I guess you could say I'm secretly rooting for in the back of my mind. And honestly, Winter was definitely one of those players for me.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, if you're seeing this, keep getting better.
Yeah.
True. But side note, get better youngling takes. Okay. Got that
True.
out of the way.
Ooh,
I
locked
like
in.
I find that tweet is just like hilarious on one end, but also just kind of like he threw out horizontal kill options center stage. Like, come on. I don't
Just
know.
nair, bro. Like, bro,
Nair, up
I'm begging
air,
you, bro, please.
wait for a landing, grab, up throw. I think would have killed at that point. Like, there's a bunch of different things. Just overall, I find it very funny. I find it funny that it made so many waves with it. Like Shiny Mark responded.
Oh
That's
my god,
It's
really?
definitely
Yeah,
because
Like,
Winters made the same tweet.
you've got Shiny Mark saying, "Nah, bad take," and he's a Pikachu player. So I find that really funny.
that's pretty good. But yeah,
Um,
replay happened, side deck happened. Clemson was funny. I watched it because I was doing stuff. I was on call in the background, and at one point in Grands, they let a third player play a game. They're just they're such memers.
Wait,
Like,
like they let someone swap out?
well, it was Morty Fluxwaver, and then one of the games they just let I think it was Bobby just join in a third game and be unbiased.
That's
Like if you
wild.
check the stream, yeah, I don't, I don't know. It's
Holy.
so funny too because it's like I think I could be wrong. I think they play for money and USC doesn't. And USC weeklies like the top like four is always kind of try hard, and if we're just playing for free or like a magic card or something.
I was
Well,
always
I think
told
that's
that.
part of
Go ahead.
or with like Colombia right now is like at least for the past like since like 2022 started, it has been like every tournament there's like 5 or 6 people that like could very easily beat anybody else or lose to anybody else in that top 6. And it just makes every tournament there a dogfight. Like
'Cause
you never know who's gonna win between like a Trent Knox, Turtle Chris, KB2, Adachi Winter. Like add in Eldon 2 like when he shows up, and it just makes all those tournaments so hard to like not like take as a joke. Like everybody takes them very very seriously. It feels like.
Yeah, what's crazy too is before I felt like it was more of like seeding dependent, where it was just like certain players would beat other players, but now it's just like any of those people you listed could beat any. Like there's streaks, I guess, but any of
Mm-hmm.
those players you listed could beat anyone on a given day. It's not like people are really getting gate kept, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I will say I feel like if I can give my opinion as a filthy, dirty little upstate
Uh,
player, sorry
of
upstate.
course.
Falco player.
I feel like Colombia has true, and I think this is true for like all of Smash 4 too. I will say that Colombia is probably the most dynamic region and always has been in the state for multiple reasons. Like even Mercury, this might be like lore for you. And if any of you new SE players are watching, here's a little lore for you. like way back in the ancient days, like there's always honestly it's always been a trend of like 5 or 6 players back in the day who might like wreck shop. Like way back in ancient dinosaur Smash 4 days, there was like Foster and Kevin, that's El Chapo and Floozy, and then there were people like Havoc, and then there were people like Adachi, who was at that time just an up and comer and still getting good. Um, and even in like the later years, like Eldon, of course, always like a dominant beast. Those were always there. And then like Columbia would get like a new up and coming player, like Thunders. He was a Fox player who moved into Cola Lake for a while, and it's just always been a trend of like very interesting weeklies. Like Braden said, like sometimes like there'll be little streaks. Like even Benny and Eldon went back and forth for like months, like at one period of time. But it's always been interesting. I feel like even when it's a blowout, like next week could be totally different.
Yeah, Plasma and I have kind of called it. I don't know if it was the same back in the day because I didn't play as much and I didn't really pay attention to who went to what. But Plasma and I call it cola privilege, and especially now with like how grindy people are, is like because of our location and because most of us are college students with like free evenings, we get to go to like a lot more tournaments than everyone else, and I think that's part of what contributes to the scene's growth.
Oh yeah.
Like USC especially, like Eldon and Gage were like clearly better than USC a couple years ago, and now it's way closer.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch.
Yeah, it's insane. I did very poorly the last USC week. Given I did have to face Chris first round, and he bitched out and went Steve last game. If he'd stayed choke, he was losing.
Not. It's so funny when he does that.
I
Yeah.
downloaded, like, I barely lost the first game against this Sheik, and I downloaded that shit, and I had it down pat for game 2. And then he's like, "I'm sorry," and then dude Steve's, and then taunts on me mid game.
I hate
No.
Chris is so funny.
And then I played Ed the Bowser, which I did not recognize them. But I lost to a bad
Yeah.
read.
I don't want to make this whole thing about Cola though. So like a few players that I think are like, getting there. Like Belmont isn't like up
Oh
and
man.
coming. He's been good, but like now that he's like he just won side deck, he's gonna start traveling. Well, I don't know if he's going to CSS, but like he's gonna be good. We've obviously seen like Luki and Disciple, who like I don't think I knew them a year ago. Maybe it was like a little longer than that. I might be getting times wrong, but like they've obviously gotten really good. Fluxwaver, who was a Wi-Fi warrior, is also very good now. Morty is a big one who was like
Oh
pretty
man.
good pre-quarantine. Like he was getting like 9th or 7th at monthlies. He was doing well at weeklies, and now he's like very good. And then obviously Chunky kind of doing the same thing. Like so many good up and coming players, and then people like Sai is also up and coming. And then people like Plasma, who's like still getting better.
On that note, with a month left in the current PR season, I'm not sure if this is a hot take, but I think we're gonna see 2 Simon Belmont mains in the top 5 of the SCPR.
I don't know
I
about
think
all that. That's crazy.
I think right now, just looking at the seasons people have had, I think I would put Belmont at 5 and Disciple at
Belmont.
2 for strength of resume for the season. Like I
Oh,
think they would do it.
Disciple, because Disciple had that monthly. That was Oh yeah, Swap Private Summit was this season, so I can agree on
Yeah.
that.
Oh
Belmont needs
yeah.
monthly though. Belmont needs to go to like CSS or Hope Charleston as a monthly.
Oh yeah.
He's going to Rock the
I
Hill.
don't see
Oh,
Belmont.
Oh
Oh,
maybe.
Rock the Hill.
I don't see Belmont on CSS. I just looked it up because I was curious.
Okay, because he
Unless their tag in StarGG is different.
no, because it'd be Simpex, but
Oh, okay, hold on.
Plasma. No, not Plasma. Travis said that he was taking people now, so Plasma's going.
Let's
And
go.
Belmont said he might go, but he said he didn't know.
Yeah, I need to
He
figure
like,
out a ride to Rockville. I'll probably
but
need to
yeah,
do that.
Rock the Hill. That's another topic we should talk about because that's gonna
Oh
be
boy.
crazy. I had to miss Swamp Rabbit Summit. I was visiting family, so like, this is the biggest event we've had, I think, because the last one that I went to of this anywhere near this size was 2GG Grand Tour Charleston.
Oh
Really
man.
cool.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like, I think that I fully expect Rock the Hill to be the biggest SC event, or at least the most stacked.
I think
of
it
the
will
year.
be.
I think
yeah.
Swamp Rabbit probably stays at number 2 unless another big event comes up in the
Yeah,
last
Grand
3
Tour had
months.
Japan though, but yeah.
Man, yeah, they totally did. And Fatality and
And
Cola.
Sanito, yeah.
And Sanito, yeah.
And Randy Fang. I miss Randy Fang.
Oh dude,
Wait.
seriously.
Does anybody in here have a set against a Japanese player?
I got washed by Kamehameha Grand Tour. I think I took one stock at a best of 5. It was messed up.
Anybody
Oh
else?
man.
I have- do
Village
I-
or Wario.
Do I have the highest Japanese win rate?
Does Falk count as Japan? Answer.
Oh,
No.
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah.
I have the highest Japanese win rate in this call. Let's go.
What Japan players are you beating, Ricky?
I beat some random student, like exchange student who went to Midlands Coalition.
Wow.
Who was from Japan. So,
Wow, dude.
Yeah, shout out to that dude.
Mhm.
It was a Toon Link player. It was.
That's horrifying.
It was in. I don't know if it was in normal. I think it was in normal bracket.
saw-
Might have been amateurs, but his name was Ariana Grande.
Oh, that's
and
sick.
He camped with Toon Link, and it was the best camping. I just ran up and nared, and I had grabs every single time.
I saw such a funny interaction on Twitter, I think yesterday, where there's this player, I forget what region they're from, but this exchange student, Yoshio, who like got second at a tournament, this Japanese player.
That was in Philly.
Where?
I was in Philly.
It was at a
Oh,
Bears
okay, it was in Philly, yeah.
Philadelphia.
And then I saw someone else on Twitter, I don't remember who it was, say, "Can Yoshio read menu?" And then someone else say, "Don't do that." And then he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go here."
That's awful. That's like
Oh.
that's like whatever the USC Weekly where the first round was somebody who's dyslexic versus a hero.
The
player.
Arcadian, I think that was.
Yeah, maybe the Arcadian. I can't remember what it was. Pochu was
Yeah.
telling me about it on the car ride home from AOE.
That's so
But
nice. That
so
actually needs
fucked
to
up.
be like. There are obviously design choices in this game that I don't agree with. Like I don't like Kazuya, I don't like Min, whatever. But I think the most egregious one is the fact that like there's actually a language barrier in the video game. That's really stupid.
It is, and that's what I saw.
I have a solution.
Well, just mandatory English. Yeah, you filthy
No,
American.
I think that the hero player, I think that the opponent of the hero player should always choose the language. I think the burden should be on the hero players. If you want to play hero, you got to learn the language. Like if you travel somewhere, you got to no, yeah. The hero always has to learn it, is what I think. Like if
Interesting.
someone else, if I go to Japan, I should not have to learn the Japanese hero text. The hero player should have to learn English or like any other language or whatever, because you want to play hero.
Yeah.
That's like so much. That's like so much time that I could be putting into anything else, and I have to not only like learn the like letters, but I have to get it in my muscle memory to like immediately be able to tell what spell that is for every language that I would potentially see.
Yeah, I feel like it would be more normal to just like make a specific language mandatory for all tournament.
Maybe, yeah.
Because then
But even
that
then,
way
it's like
because like let's say you're like a MK Leo esque. We see some Japanese hero player, Kira, I think this is his name.
Akikusu.
Okay, maybe that one. I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of, but
Maybe not.
But
Akikusu's the best one.
rise to the ranks, and they're traveling all over the world like Leo does. Leo goes to Mexico, France, all kinds of different places. If they have to learn the language of every single one, that would
Don't play hero then.
That's not fair.
Yes, it is.
Okay, there is another alternative solution. It's
Ban hero.
something I've like thrown around on Twitter a couple of times in the past, but it's having like a specific like setup at like especially majors and large events set aside for like accessibility, like via mods. So you would go in, you'd add like symbology to the hero menu so that there's like a symbol next to all
Although
of the
slightly
different stuff.
impractical. Especially if the hero needs to make it on stream.
Not to mention, there's a limited supply of patch or unpatched switches, so that gets complicated.
My idea is so good. I think the burden should be on the hero players, and it would all be fixed.
You just hate foreign.
You
hero
want to play the
players.
weird language barrier character, you gotta learn. You gotta grind.
I will say this now. If I ever play a foreign hero player, they get the language. I am perfectly fine with it.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know why?
I'll
Because
lose.
I am dumb enough. I'm too fucking stupid to read that fast. I'm not reading it
Okay.
anyway. No, I feel like it should just be like a one singular language that is like standard for all tournaments.
That
like
could
this,
work.
like
but
a
it's like
stage
if I
list.
live
We
in,
should have a stage list like that too. But
and it should not be Pochus that I
not
had
Poach,
to.
true.
I want to say PS2 was a counter pick. For some reason,
Wild.
I won the tournament. I think I started PS2 every single set.
I started PS2 every single game.
Yes.
No one's gonna. Everyone gentleman's to PS2. It is the default map.
We had to talk. There was something else.
The replay there was Shine. Well, we didn't
Yeah,
talk about Shine.
Replay, I was so impressed because I've never been to replay. It's either the schedule's not worked out or whatever. So whenever I go to a new tournament, I don't really like know what to expect. People told me there were monitors, and that's always my big pet peeve if there aren't monitors. So I like went to check it out, and it was like perfectly run. I was a little sketchy if they were that you were using two pools, but that actually made a lot of sense with how many entrants there were. So like I had a really good time. There were like
There were monitors.
friendly setups at the end. The setups like didn't feel like too cramped, which was another big concern because it was in a bar. Really cool venue, like reasonable like temperature, all that because people weren't too close together. So I had a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
just I'm
awesome.
hung up on this. There were monitors, Braden. Monitors.
Yes, I
Um,
So for
cannot deal with TVs. I
for-
don't like paying money to play on TVs. That's so
For
lame.
context, Mage and T-Rex Chess, we were late. Now, given that is entirely my fault, that's on me. But we were late. I got one warm-up game of friendlies, and then I had to play a Steve first round on a TV.
Okay, there's context. One, yes, there was one bar TV that someone put a switch into, but there was also an empty setup right next to it, and it was the only TV in the venue. So Mercury didn't know that she could just ask not
Yeah,
to play
I
on
didn't
that,
know I
which
could do that.
sucks. But yeah, for the future, don't play on TVs.
That's the goal. That was there last time I went too. So that is a regular setup that they run. I think they leave a switch at that like for the bar. So yeah, I learned that. I learned that I can ask to not play on TVs. That's cool. I'm glad I
Yeah.
can. I was just like
Unfortunate.
I am suffering because To hates me. So you Marauder.
um.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's the worst setup y'all have ever played a tournament set on?
Oh my god.
Probably
You
that
guys
one.
go first. I need to charge up for this
You
bullshit.
got it.
Either that or I forgot whose monitor it was. There was somebody else's monitor at somebody brought a monitor to I think that replay. If it was either that
Which I did.
replay or the last one, it was just a bad monitor. It just felt slow and
Yeah.
sluggish. I think it was
Mage, I did.
no offense, I think it was Blaker's monitor, but I'm not
I
gonna
don't
say.
know. Mage, I didn't play on it, but what was that monitor at Winthrop? Someone brought like a horizontal like setup. Oh, you weren't there, but yeah, someone brought like a whole. Someone actually brought like the WarioWare looked like a normal stage. It was so stretched out. It was amazing.
Bruh.
I
Wait,
don't think they played bracket on it, but still.
So it was 4x3 or was it?
I don't know, but it looked like something you would like play a game where you like tilt your camera side to side in. Like it just isn't the right
Oh,
size.
it might have been 16x10.
You know, it's something like that. I don't have like a specific story. I just like maybe I. Yeah, I got nothing. Like whenever I play on TVs, I just end up losing, and I
No,
don't like.
I haven't
I'm
ever.
some.
Oh, sorry. I haven't ever experienced this yet, but does it ever affect you guys when you guys play on a modded Switch that has like a custom stage?
Yes, I was at Winthrop one time, and I think it was Jalen's, and the FD, the background, I couldn't see Snake C4, so I lost the game to CJ.
Mm.
That is
And then I
valid.
was like, we're switching back.
That's what
So-
I was watching VODs of all different kinds of Joker players, and I ended up watching a KB2 match on YouTube that was against a Steve, and it was at some tournament that you clearly traveled to, and it was
Oh, stick drift.
yeah, and it was a custom PS2, and I'm like,
I-
and it was bright pink, and I'm like, this is the most egregious shit I have ever seen.
It didn't affect me, but I was thinking about it, but it didn't like I didn't really care that much.
Yeah, you were more
About-
focused on the Steve.
Yeah.
I think the worst setup I've ever played on. I'm so sorry, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm gonna have to rag on you here. This summer I was in Kentucky slash Nashville area, and I went to a lot of tournaments around there. Before I caved and was like, okay, screw this, I'm just going to Nashville stuff. There was there was this like card store tournament. They're like the second every like university area has that like secondary non-university tournament that gets like a few entrants. I went there and they had it was a small turnout because it wasn't in semester, and I'm not gonna rag on them for that. But there were like 9 people. There were two setups. There were two big boy setups. There was one normal setup, and the other setup was a just literally just the Switch with like the Panda adapter in it. And now that's not necessarily a bad thing on its own because whatever, if you're in the trenches, fine. But I was playing I was playing my set on it. I was just doodling around, diddling on my C stick, having fun with Wolf, and the parental control timer on the Switch like went off like mid set. I was like up a game versus this poor like Sora player. And I'm pretty sure it was his Switch because he was mad embarrassed. Like not only was I playing on this tiny ass screen, I was playing at an angle. I didn't have my glasses, so I just had to like pretend I knew what I was doing, and then like that happened, and I was just like, okay,
Oh,
that's probably the worst.
how about you, Rex?
My worst takes place in none other scene than the heart of South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. It was at a D&J tournament back when those were around before they started harassing Takio on Twitter. And it was this tiny game store in this nearly all abandoned mall where I played Sybil in like Falco Rosa on a TV that was probably like the size of like my dorm room window. Like it was a giant TV. And like the space was so cramped that we couldn't even like back up away from it that much either.
That's
You're
the
just getting it.
worst.
Wow.
When it's like, I don't like that either. When it's like you can't back up here, because I always like have to be at a specific like distance, and it's so funny like at side deck too, because like it's not bad at side deck, but like sometimes we have to give the Elden like a special chair so we can do his lean.
Yeah, I've
We do the
noticed that.
Elden angle.
I never asked about it, but I would always notice like I'm leaning a little too
2019, they
far.
would have like in 2019 they would have a camera, and you just couldn't see Elden, or you could only see Elden. You had to pick one.
Yeah, you can see like his
So
eyebrows and his eyes, so you just get to guess what he's feeling at that moment.
That's really funny.
Bro, the legendary 30-degree angle, study out SE
so
Smash.
funny.
I,
Study out.
Do we want to like? I don't know what time we started. I don't know like how close
we
we
are
are to like
currently
wrapping up.
47 minutes in, so we have a little bit
Oh, that's
longer
not
to
bad.
talk about stuff. Overall, I think
Yes, that's this weekend. Oh, I don't know when this comes out.
this will come out on Sunday, so this will come out a day after CSS. We can talk about it. For context,
All right.
everyone, we are
I
recording
either
this on
I,
Thursday.
I either won CSS or GG's to whoever I lost to was fun.
And I'm sad that I have to miss it. I like the reason I'm missing it is just as fun, but I really had a good time at my first CSS.
Yeah, there'll be more.
It was the first time I ever went something other than O2, so it was a big deal for me. And yeah, good time.
Congrats, dude. Congrats, by the way.
Yeah, it was my
The
yeah.
homie.
But I think it was my first time going on anything other than O2. Maybe I went to a side deck that was 1-2 or something, but it was my first big tournament I traveled to as well. But I can't remember who I had first round for my. I had Overclock. I narrowly lost. I didn't SDI 0 to death combo.
Oh, he's got okay.
Yeah, and I lost last game. I had him pretty high up in percent to it, if I recall correctly. So close game.
Got that Turtle Chris SDI.
Yeah. He showed me how he SDI'd. He
It's
does
so
it.
bad, and he doesn't even do it the right way.
He when he said that he SDIs, he did the motion of this,
Oh, I know.
and I went, "No, Chris,
So Gage yelled at him. It was so
that's
funny.
not how you SDI. You do this, this." Now I learned for the first time
Something
because
like that.
Gage told me you're supposed to SDI in. I thought you were supposed to SDI out on Luigi
I
combos.
always do down and in, and I never die. Gage told me it's like a Joker thing, but I've never died doing down and in, so I just keep doing down and in.
Good to know. Noted in the brain because I keep having to play fucking Luigi.
I actually love that matchup.
I hate it. I don't
You just
know.
get to outburst range him and outcamp him the whole time, and like whenever I lose to Gage, I'm just like, yeah, he caught me like I got hit by a cyclone or something, or like he caught me jumping into a back air or something. Like it feels like I had to like be outplayed. Joker just the way I play Joker works really well against Luigi usually.
I know. I'm getting better at it. I swear. One of those matchups that again.
It's like
it's
hard
weird.
though. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's like it got enough uniqueness and weird smash cheese to it that like you have to learn how to play around it properly, and if you don't, then you can get caught.
Yeah,
Like
most of
I'm still getting better at DIing Cyclone. I still die way too early to that.
Yeah, now because the latest matchup I've actually like tried to improve in like that, like all these scary characters that hit you for 1,000,000 damage, and the one I tried to improve it most recently is ironically Falco, and my breakthrough was just realizing one of the last few times I played Sybil, I just stopped caring about Falco laser and stopped jumping into Falco. Like I just wait right outside, and then I just F tilt or dash back in Falco jumping, and then Falco can't land on me.
Yeah,
No,
dude, you're getting super duper polished to that matchup. Got to give props. One of SC's biggest and most actual real person grinders. I love to see it. I love when somebody says they're gonna do something and then actually pulls out
I
results.
still need to like I actually I won't like go into the full conversation, but Plasma and I were like DMing people. Well, no, I was DMing for him, but we were talking to people about Smash stuff, and he was like, "You just gotta practice more." And I kind of got hit with the like grounded, like, oh, like there is no like, there's a like I don't know, there's probably like mentality like things that help, but it's all about like how much time I put in, and I need to put in more time, like just grinding Wi-Fi, I guess, and like watching more matchups because I'll have like a few days where I practice a lot, and like I'll have days where I think a lot about matchups, which is just like the most helpful thing for me. But I don't like play Wi-Fi too much for how much I need to, because I want to be like I don't know, like I kind of called it when I started getting wins that I'd want more, and now I got the wins, and now I'm like, man, I want to like be better than more people though, or like I want to get more wins.
Oh,
It's a
he's
never-ending grind.
thirsty. Oh, that's
Yep.
what I'm talking about.
no. I definitely probably should play more online. I'll do it with Fire Metro. But
USD is always pure to
then I'm not.
grind.
But then I'm not learning the matchup. It feels. I like it's a
Yeah.
weird dichotomy. I really wish I could. There are a lot of matchups that people do play in this state that I can't get access to frequently because they are traveling, and I don't travel much because
Sure.
kind of a waste of money for me right now.
Mhm.
I paid $25 to go to replay 30, and
It's
I went.
hard too, because you also like you live farther away, so it's like more of a hassle for you.
Yeah, I live out more. I'm probably the most out of the way out of maybe
Out of like
everybody.
the current people going to things, you are, yeah.
Yeah, gotta love living in Chapin, guys.
Living in what?
Chapin.
Like some, I
Okay,
don't even
shit.
know where it is. I just
Yeah,
know it's really
sorry,
far away
sorry,
from the
quick
rest of
re.
Cola.
It's not even. The best part is I don't even live in the heart of Chapin, which is a fairly popular area. I live in a town called White Rock that is just outside of Chapin, and it's even like it's technically like closer to Cola, but it's only like by 10 minutes. So
Mhm.
yeah, like to get to Gage's house, it takes me about a 30-minute drive. Yeah, it's fun. Um, imagine and I live there, and I work in Columbia, so I have about a 45-minute commute every morning.
Other thing, because I was shouting out players earlier. Shout outs to Gage doing so well with Luigi in the South Carolina region. Like this region is evil for Luigi. There are
True.
so many like campy players. There's so many like zoners. There's so many like whiff punishy players. There's like two Belmonts. Like it's a hard Luigi region.
Well, he doesn't go
Yeah.
Luigi versus Belmont. Not
He
anymore.
did he did versus Belmont last time. He like went game
Okay.
2 Luigi. But yeah, I think he's picking up Fox for that, and it's kind of cool to see Gage pick up secondaries and stuff and adapt to the
I need
harder
to see
Luigi
Gage
matchups.
Isabel come back for
Dude,
the
I miss
Belmont
Gage and
matchup.
Isabel did it our
No.
first tournament together. We
What?
like
Really?
it was the first turn. It was like Ultimate came out Friday and it was Sunday, and I had been grinding with Jalen for 2 days, and it was in Charleston. And it came down, and we played two game 3 last stock Isabel sets, and I won the first one and he won the second one that day because we both. I was coming from Villager and he liked Animal Crossing, so we both wanted to play Isabel.
Yeah.
An SC Isabel revival would go hard.
No, I'm not playing that character
Uchi,
again. I almost went 0-2, and then I switched back to Villager and like double 3 stock the guy I lost game 1-2, and I was like, I'm never going back. Like Villager's
Poach
so
is
much
back on
easier.
Isabel, right?
Pochu's back on Isabel, yes, which I don't I would rather him play Joker Pithra, but if he wants to play Isabel, I mean, he can do what
I
he
mean,
wants.
Isabel's doing better results wise, isn't
I
it?
don't care though. You're gonna be a better player in the long term playing Pithra Joker. But like it's up to him. I can't tell him who to play.
Yeah, from what I've like gathered in brief conversations, it's more where Isabel is the character he has genuine fun with, and also
Mhm.
can be kind of a niche counter pick because not many people have the Isabel experience.
Yeah, shout
Like,
outs to Twitchy.
true.
That's
Yo,
the other.
I
huge
know.
shouts to Twitchy.
Twitchy, I've seen you from across the room at Lake City, and that's
I
it.
need to play Twitchy offline soon. It hasn't happened yet.
Uchi is planning on going to Rock the Hill,
True.
so
Okay. There's like so many people I'm gonna play friendlies with that at that though, because
Oh,
I always see Sen and like Georgia and Peeve, and then I'm like, man, I gotta play them, and then I like people slip through the cracks. Like I'll get a few games with everyone else, maybe, but there's like I'm playing, I'm hanging out with friends, I'm eating, I'm like preparing for sets.
I want to get
And-
my goal for Rock the Hill is to find some Rob players and learn that matchup because
Well, you got Claire.
Claire Knight.
Claire Knights.
There's a chance
No,
Spain
no,
matches
no,
go
don't,
over.
no. Let's not. No. No.
Oh,
I
No.
could
I'm
help a
sorry.
little bit. I kind of
I'm
have a Rob.
sorry. Oh yeah, you're Rob that win against Red Boss last night.
That was so sad.
And
Oh
that's
my god.
so cruel.
You did not do that to him.
No,
I didn't.
so
We were okay. Side deck. It was 80 degrees in the venue, and I got Winter into Chris because Chris threw his round 1 for 9th. So I entered amateurs and I said I won't go mains. I'll go Donkey Kong or randoms, and I went randoms versus Red Boss, and I got Rob Ganondorf, and it
Oh
was
my.
so sad.
Was it a 2-0, Brayden? Be honest.
Well, I got Rob Ganon game 2. Yeah, I was a 2. I forget what I got.
Not
Game 1, my
team.
Pikachu was kind of going in. I had like 3 thunders in a
okay,
row. It was
don't
kinda-
say you said Pikachu was going in. You down B 3 times in a row while he down aired
Oh.
3 times in a row. It
Yeah.
wasn't special. It was brain dead.
All my Pika did the whole game was background of shield. I don't like Pikachu. I had to like play from losers though because I got Min Min and Sora. I don't know.
You did.
Ew.
You got Sora twice doing randoms.
I did. I don't know. I don't like so. He's just anime Banjo. He's so lame.
True.
Wow, so
I never
true.
thought about it that way. He is just
True.
anime Bancho. With,
He
that's
is.
so
He's just this
fucking
floaty
cringe.
mid tier that gets about it if you camp him.
My second side deck ever, I had to go against some Banjo player. I don't know who it was. I don't remember their name, but I had to go against a fairly decent Banjo player, and it sapped the fun out of that side deck for me.
Low key, real ones remember the Low Yoshi Banjo.
Oh man. Okay. Big shouts to Lol Yoshi's Banjo Fatality win. Just throwing that out there.
What?
Wait, what?
Whoa. Who said that? It's in
sorry.
Smash
I don't
Data.
know.
You could peep it.
That
What?
happened.
It had to be online, right?
Okay, well, this is jumping back to the topic of legendary players who got their start in the Wi-Fi trenches. Lol Yoshi is probably like the biggest recent propagator of that. All I gotta say is that he beat Fatality. It was
Lil
on
Yoshi-
Wi-Fi, but you know.
He also Lil Yoshi, fun tidbit that I think a lot of people already know, but he grinds like he'll do like Wi-Fi doubles tournaments, and never in my life teaming with someone have I felt so egregiously carried. We like won a USC bracket, and he was like every time he was 1v1ing someone, they were getting stomped. It was amazing.
Damn. I've not played in a doubles bracket yet.
Oh my
It's
god,
pretty
doubles is
fun.
so much fun. Oh
I
my
think
god,
I'm teaming
dude.
with Noct this
Oh my
weekend.
god.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always I don't find tons of enjoyment out of doubles.
I like
And-
grinding singles more, but I think it's fun.
I will comment on doubles. I feel like this especially goes for players that haven't really dipped their toes into doubles. Like it is a lot of sensory overload at first. Like
Yes.
it's really like you have to understand like a whole different format of like knowing where to place your eyes. Like if any of you young SC goblins out there trying to be good at dubs, you should keep your eye in the center of the screen and watch who's in front of and behind you.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
I was
Doubles is a good
actually-
though.
Because it was obviously like I came from Villager and that was hard in singles, but in doubles it was even harder because Villager in doubles was so like I was so carried in doubles because I would team with Quan, Gage Luigi, or like Fuji and Cinnamore, and they would cover the ground and I would just slingshot whenever they jumped, and then we would just win tournaments.
That's-
Like I have really good wins with all those teams.
the
'Cause-
I feel like Joker isn't that good of a doubles.
I think
I'm
Joker
wrong.
is like he does Joker things in doubles and like he's a good character playing dubs, but I don't know if he's like super specialized in dubs.
Yeah, like
Downgun helps.
I always went Rob when I had to play doubles with people. Like whenever like when that format and rotation starts on the setup and someone just recommends dubs, I always just end up going Rob, or I did for a while back when I played him because it just felt better for doubles.
Rob is so broken in doubles.
So
Everyone
broken.
seen
Me and-
Dr.
me and-
Mario, so buffed in dubs.
Me and Pochi
Yeah,
at-
full Yoshi goes doc.
at Midlands Coalition, there is dubs for a little bit on stream, and you can find this in the VOD. Stain or Stein, I can't remember their name, was one of the players, and one of the like entries that was more of like a kid who was there playing for fun. Teamed with Stein, and it was me and Pochu. I picked Rob just out of instinct because that's my dubs character at the time. Before I dropped that character, and I look over. Pochu gives me a glance, and then hovers over Rom and picks Rom. Now, we didn't know this at the time, but team damage was off. So, we ended up side being comboing them. I looked at Pochu mid side B and just said, "We're bad people."
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I remember Charlie was like going easy on one of the kids. It was like their first tournament, and like he like won the game because he just like swung last hit, and like Emmett popped off.
Pop.
Like he jumped up, yeah. We were
I
just
want to
looking
see
at
that
him.
Charlie was going easy.
I've heard
That
that.
kid was putting work. If like I remember watching that set, like the Palu up smashes were hitting. Like they were getting hard reads on Charlie.
Sometimes the spammy people are the hardest to beat. Like
True.
it is like at Midlands Coalition I played against some kid who played Byleth, and their favorite button was side B. And like you don't realize until that's the only move you see. That move is very fast. And
You have to whiff punish it. It's
Yeah,
so safe on block.
it is. But
It's easy to whiff punish, but it's like you have to know that, and then if you don't,
yeah,
like,
with
you're just
your
gonna keep
br-
beating them.
Yeah, my brain when I play Byleth, my brain goes, okay, this is gonna be like Myron Ryan. They're gonna sit on one side of the stage and they're gonna nair, and I have to approach somewhat and gun camp, and play in their burst range, and then I get side beat. I'm like, oh, this is different. And so he liked side B and he liked up B, but he didn't punish off of it. He just up B'd me and then let me fall down. So that was it was always it was an interesting match. It went by. My favorite match I played at Midlands Coalition, which that was a fun tournament, even though it wasn't like super serious. It was very fun for me. My favorite was an amateurs bracket because I made it all the way to or winner semis and amateurs, and then I lost. I got fourth or fifth. I played against a kid like second or third round, and his dad sat behind us watching, and his dad was shit talking him the entire game while I was beating him.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, he played hero. Which,
oh wow.
Yeah, and he wasn't like terrible. Like
Dude,
he
I
wasn't
always-
spamming. He
Yeah.
just didn't play competitively.
I
And
always
so-
wonder, dude.
Oh, go ahead.
I started with Brawl, and I always wonder what it's like for these kids. They're just getting into the game, and they can select Minecraft Steve on the character select screen, and they can just do that and play casually. Like, that has to be so cool if you're just a kid getting into, like, I'm just thinking of, because I was like 10 or 11 or something. If you're a kid, you see all these characters, and then some of them, like, you could do Steve stuff. You could, like, it has to be so cool.
It is definitely really cool. I wish I could like not in a cringy way play Steve. Like if Steve wasn't how he is now, I would play him.
There's a
because-
timeline where, because Steve, back when he came out, was definitely, like, he was a Braden character. There's a timeline where I picked that character up.
That's what like Minecraft is the game I play the most.
I like Minecraft a
So,
lot. I played a lot during quarantine.
If anyone doesn't know me super well, I know two people in here don't know me too well, and I'm Brandon. I don't know if you know this, but I used to stream Minecraft pretty frequently.
I saw it on your Twitter bio, yeah.
Yeah, I have a hardcore world. I still play in it, even though I don't stream it as frequently. It's 2 years old. It'll turn 3 in March of next year. I've been playing it consistently. I have over like 40 or maybe 50 days worth of hours in the world itself. So I have a bunch of mega projects, and I've played in it a ton. It is like my child essentially, and so Minecraft is like my favorite game. I would play Steve in a heartbeat if he did not play how he did. He's so cringe.
I like once or twice a year I will get sucked into Pixelmon, like just a week straight. If I finish all my work, I eat whatever I do, and I just play Pixelmon.
Yeah, it's a yeah. I played Pixelmon back when it like first came out. I haven't played it since. I know they've added shit tons of stuff to Pixelmon.
It's so cool. Do we want to like wrap it up with something?
Yeah, we can definitely wrap it up with something. We can talk about if we want to wrap it up with talking about what we expect from CSS, because we briefly touched on it jokingly, but like we could actually talk about what we expect from CSS. And even though I won't be going, I would enjoy talking about it.
Okay, top 8 predictions for CSS.
Oh baby, this is easy. Give me like 2 minutes.
I think while he does that, I think the interesting story is obviously who can challenge Peeb. Now the answers are like Disciple, Lukey, but we could see like
Like Lukey,
Plasma,
Chunky.
see a lot of people.
Adachi.
Chunky, yeah, Adachi.
How does-
CJ's like smart enough. CJ's funny to me because like CJ will obviously like take losses here and there, but when he like commits himself to like figuring someone out, like his no tag games are always so fun to watch.
They are. They are. I remember watching that happened at Replay 29.
Yeah.
That was a good set at no it wasn't Replay 29. It was Replay 30. That was a good set. I remember watching, and they
Yeah.
looked like they were having a fun time because they were bantering with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does Young Link pair into Mega Man? Because I feel like Winter. I don't know.
I think Winter's game plan is a little simple-ish for Peeve. I don't know. Winter maybe can do it, but I would expect Peeve to win. I don't know if he's
Fair.
played Toast
That's
before,
what I
but,
would
like,
expect too, but it's definitely.
I think
interesting.
Winter could top 8 though. Winter top 8'd the
Mhm.
last one. Got 7th. I think top 8'd the one before that. So we'll see. I'm expecting Plasma somewhere in there. I'm expecting maybe like Disciple, Lukey. Bobby's like a maybe. Depends on the bracket he gets. Depends on how he's feeling. Morty. Oh no, Morty's not entering.
Well,
like
but we
Danganronpa.
have Kendrick Lamar fan 20.
That's the
Oh,
Porchu.
thank God for that.
That actually got somebody at AOE. That
I
was the best
really
part.
want to top 8, but I don't like know if I necessarily expect it to happen. But we'll see.
I
I'll
think
just
you
kind of
can
play
do
my
it.
bracket out.
You're kind of been on fire recently.
I think it can happen, but like I don't know. There's so many tough matchups up there. Like I could be. I need to study DDD or something. I don't know. Like I have the game plan in my head to beat Bobby, but I feel like I'm gonna play him and just like maybe get smoked. So we'll see.
That is a matchup that scares me. He's so weird. I never know how many jumps he has.
Well, yeah, like you don't land like below him. Like I know that like dash away and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like.
Um,
I just want to like play chunky again because all my games were last hit. I think they were all last hit.
they were. I was watching.
Yeah.
Still.
On yeah on Tuesday. So I really want to play him again. No tag's not going.
He signed up.
Oh, he did.
He's on here. I'm looking at it. Oh wait, no,
Oh.
I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at Rock.
Oh.
Wow, I was about to say my prediction is ruined.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
didn't
was
think
looking at
he
the
was.
wrong one. Okay, going
Yeah,
back.
I'd
going
love to
up.
play Peep. That would be cool too. I just want to play everyone, kinda. Except I don't like playing. I'll play Plasma,
Oh.
but I don't want to play him too early, and then I don't.
Yeah, that must be weird playing your practice partner.
He's
consistently.
just like, cause it's a practice partner thing, but it's also just like I don't know. He's just
It's
always
Yoshi.
been like a step. No, I don't care about. I can beat every other Yoshi. He just is always like a step ahead of me. I don't know. It's like, which is a good thing. It's cool to have that person that like knows how I play, but like I have. I've taken a lot of sets off of Plasma sandbagging or going secondaries or going Yoshi for a game. Have not taken a set off the full Yoshi. So
Damn.
yeah, that I mean we'll see. It's just so I just can't kill him. Like it's so
Yeah.
hard to keep because like a lot of the drag downs just don't work because he jumps
Yeah,
out
no,
of them.
no. Yeah, fair one just does not do
It's
shit for you as Joker.
really
that matchup.
hard. Yeah, you can do like if Yoshi's in the air, you can do the fair one where you like drag him down to the ground and F smash, but that's it. Like you can't do the traditional grounded drag downs. But it's
Okay.
hard. Like Yoshi or not Yoshi. Joker's really good at anti-airing, but he's like I don't have like mid or up tilt or like villager up tilt up smash whatever. Like I have to be moving around, and that makes it really hard to pin characters down. Like my up air is probably not going to cover Yoshi doing like a maybe a nair depending on how it's spaced, maybe a down air. It's just hard to catch Yoshi for sure.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Oh, and I
Out-
can't ledge trap him.
It's wild and it's out there, but I have a feeling this is just premonition. King Crocsucker top eights. DFS.
Ooh, that's a bold one. I could maybe he Crocksucker beat Sybil today. I think got 7th or 5th at that weekly.
7th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it happening.
So
Seeing
yeah,
upsets.
Crocksucker's been on the grind. Like every time I play him, there's like an adjustment game in there because I have to be like, oh, this is what K Rule does. It's been a minute, but like,
Yeah.
I can tell Crocksucker's pretty good. Yeah, like the matchup is abysmal for K Rule, and I've played Belmont used to main K Rule, so I have some experience from back in the day. So I could see it maybe.
Wait, did Belmont go by Belmont when they played K. Rool?
Yes, because okay, so Belmont like really loves Castlevania. The story's kind of cool. Belmont was like just this Wando kid that which is Charleston High School for those who don't know.
Wando,
Yeah, who
birthplace of legends.
yeah, friends with Clay, Travi, and like started going to stuff because of them, and just had to tag Belmont because he liked Castlevania. Played only K. Rool, got a game off Benny, and like kept beating a lot of people in Charleston and like doing really well. And then like, but he liked Castlevania to a point where he would like bring his Switch and play Castlevania in between matches. It was kind of cool. But yeah, it got to a like he's had a secondary to the Belmonts and like kept the K rule, and then he just eventually made the switch to full Belmont, and now it's like people joke like he has taken games in Charleston brackets where he's trolling, and he purposely doesn't like walk or run. He'll just only move with like down tilt and dash attack because he's like it's like he just wants to play Castlevania in Smash, and it works
He
for
wants
him.
to play Castle. That's really funny.
Because Disciple plays it more traditionally, I think. But if you watch Belmont, it's so funny like how many F tilts he does and how little he shields. Like he's plays it so differently, and it's really fun to watch.
Interesting.
They play super different.
Disciple
Do you
makes
think
that character look broken, but it's not.
Disciple is like the best, most consistent besides P person at footstool stuff because he does. Yeah, he like it makes it so scary.
Disciple's a grinder? Like,
Yes,
I
I
want to
love
see
playing
Disciple
Disciple.
travel. I want to see
I
him
want to
go to
play him.
something big.
Me too. Me
Disciple and
too.
Luke need to travel so bad.
So bad.
That's
That
right.
would be so good. if it
That
did
set, Disciple versus Peeb at Swamp Rabbit,
Oh baby.
that shit was hype as fuck. I
Such
stayed
a
home that
fab-
weekend. I wish I
wow.
had gone to that tournament. I regret not going. Cause just because I could have gotten shit tons of friendlies. I wouldn't have done shit at the tournament, but the friendlies I regretted not
The
going.
experience, a tournament that big, you got vendors. You get to maybe, well, no, I guess probably no like out of region top players to meet, but still, it'd be a really cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. That's why I'm excited for Rock the Hill. Is even though I don't think I'll do insane in the actual bracket, I would, finding people that aren't typically in my area to play friendlies with will be huge for me.
Yeah.
Man.
Um,
Speaking of
On the grind.
my bad. Speaking of Rock the Hill, me and Winthrop Co. actually just went to the Coliseum today to scope things out and lay out the logistics with the city. Um, I can't. I guess I can't be a goober and spoil stuff, but yeah, please do come. Mercury would be awesome to meet you.
I technically saw you. I walked past you
Oh
2
shit.
days ago. Like we were in the same venue. We just never spoke to each other.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's so many of us.
Mage, what
Oh,
were your predictions?
yeah, my predictions. All right. If I get this wrong, shoot me, cause I swear, always one person I'm dogging for always shits the bed. But here we go. So, first place is Peeb. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Second is Disciple. Third is Chunky. Fourth is Bobby Fabulous. People be forgetting. People be sleeping on Robert
Oh, Bobby
Fabulous.
can definitely do it.
People be sleeping. He's gone to game 5 with Peep so many times, and it's always
That last
heartbreaking.
CSS, that was crazy.
That was
yeah.
hype.
Shout out to the always behind Peep Master. Anyway, fifth is Adachi. The other fifth is going to be Plasma. The two seventh place are going to be Luki and Lil Yoshi, and for the ninth places, I have KB2, Claire, Turtle Chris, and Trent.
No Willie?
So no who?
No Willie Knox?
Damn, I didn't. Damn.
Bracket ruined. Top 8 ruined.
See, this was like really hard because literally any one of these
And no
players could
Flux
blow
Wave, that's
out.
crazy.
Damn, I forget. Okay, just avoid this whole thing.
Hold on,
Fucking-
I'll
this
read
is too
out. I'll
hard.
read out the top. We got P, Plasma, Adachi, KB2, Luki, Lil Yoshi, Winty, Junkie, Trent, Bobby Fabulous, CJ, Flux, Sybil, TW, Kemet. I'm gonna only name people that I think can actually I know are big. No offense to anybody. Claire, Knight, Knox, Myron Ryan, BGN. What's the N stand for? Alloy. Kendrick Lamar fan 20, Evil Chris, Turtle Chris, fuck, King Crocksucker, Wormadad, Zamatron. I don't know this person, but they look like they have a big tag, so I'm gonna say their name.
Hidden Killer.
Takio, Mint, Gert, Striker. These are just people. I'm just naming people that I know. If I don't know you and I didn't name you, I'm sorry. I just don't know you.
Alloy
is Money Mark signed up?
I said Alloy. Wait, who's not signed up?
Or is Money Mark signed up?
Mark? No, he's not. I don't think
No,
I
so.
don't see him signed
I
up.
thought I
but,
saw
like,
him earlier. But
He was at the weekly.
Okay.
You're
How did he
probably
do at the weekly?
He got 7th or 5th.
He got fifth indeed.
Okay.
Big shout out to
that's
this Clemson Weekly though. Holy crap.
a name to keep an eye on from Clemson, the Georgia transplant. You're going to be very interesting to see how Money Mark does in the SC scene.
I played one Georgia player at the AOE tournament. In friendlies, there's a Ridley player named Grant or G Rant. Pretty good player. It was funny though. Every time he did something like kind of any Ridley shit, like Ridley does Ridley shit, he would just go, "I really love this character." Like every single time he'd say it. I, God, I love this character. Hands down, it was so funny. Okay, well that's an interesting prediction for CSS. I think that's fairly
I don't know.
viable. I think
Yeah.
Nox can definitely make ninth though.
Nox Nox has like really good head-to-heads. Like Nox is super positive on low Yoshi, for example. So that may depends on the brackets everyone gets. Because I don't think Plasma seeded last time I checked, so that's kind of gonna mess up the whole bracket in terms of seeding. So it's kind of pointless to go off of what it is now.
Mhm.
But I do agree with a lot of the predictions. I could see myself getting like ninth or anywhere. I don't know. We'll see. Like
Nah,
if I get
Killbitch,
ninth, it's like
Killbitch's twice beats Peeb, wins the tournament. We get this shit.
ew, that's hard though.
It is hard, but you can do it. I know you can.
There's potential, like to get a game. I'll start with that. But no, I actually
Sure.
like. I
Isn't
will
Mega Man
say.
also a really bad Joker matchup?
People
Oh,
say it's bad.
terrible.
I played Peep. I don't think it's that bad. But I was gonna say like all I will say. I will go into the Peep set like as any other person playing like just the normal same weaknesses as a normal Mega Man, and we will see what happens. Like I'll just
Mentality.
play it to learn.
The good
Yeah,
mentality, yeah.
that's how I approach the chunky set. So
By the way, for anyone watching who doesn't know Braden is very optimistic in Joker's bad matchups. Mega Man is
I
a
think
bad
Joker's
matchup.
great. Yeah, the only one I'm not optimistic in.
Is Pika.
Inkling I go back and forth on, and then Pika. Mega Man's like hard because Peep explained it really well. Because I think I asked him that like Mega Man projectiles. Like if I get hit with like the lemon like the jump lemon combo nair, I get sent somewhere. But like Joker's projectiles don't actually like they rack up damage, but they don't actually help him like win neutral or get stage unless I like hit an A hot and I'm in position to like take more stage. So Mega Man kind of gets to dictate pace. Mega Man has good ways of stalling out Arsene, but I think Joker can definitely do it. It's like Joker. My favorite thing that someone on the Tweak podcast said, Joker is designed not to lose. And I think about that a lot whenever I'm like struggling with matchups. Like he's the only character designed. He he has a don't lose mechanic. He is heavy enough where you can just get Arsene every time. On like it's the best supported comeback mechanic I think because he will always get it every time.
But Braden, didn't you see my tweet? My Arsene didn't kill center stage back air. Didn't you
I felt
see?
We dodged
Mage had
that
to
whole
deal with the
topic, didn't we?
yeah Mage had to deal with the evil timeline where I got 3 Arsenes in one game
Oh
Excuse me?
or
man.
one stock rather 3 Arsenes in one stock
You're
game
talking
once.
about a replay, right?
Yes.
Bro, oh man,
It was
okay.
so stupid.
Listen, I was down like 2 drinks and I was
Oh.
desperate. No, that's not even a John. I was playing good. I was desperate to kill this guy. He got three. Oh, he left at like 180. We were on Hollow Bastion. It was
Damn.
so fucked up. His ledge trapping was so good. I was like, oh Jesus, maybe if I can like maybe mash out like a hit, oh, dude, I can get the Arsene down. Hell no, dude. I think I was in the corner for that Hollow Bastion game without getting out. I think you won neutral, I think 14 times in a row. I was in the corner for a
Been
solid
crazy. I
minute.
don't know what I'm like. I just need to. That's what frustrates. I think that's what I was DMing Pete about, and like kind of like the hard thing about for me about this game is like I want to play like that all the time, and then when I don't, I like get frustrated. But I think that's like
Yeah,
everyone does that.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've definitely felt that. I felt that a lot, especially at Replay 30, with not, I've tweeted about it recently, and I think I know you commented, and I think Mage commented. I can't remember about warm up and how like if I don't have enough warm up, I play just like a
Yeah, there's a lot of little things for me.
super
Not warm up per
slow.
se, but it's like side deck is 80 degrees, so I played like a lot more antsy than I'm used to,
Mm.
or like what's another one? Uh,
Tio
oh yeah, the
Johns.
monitor thing, obviously.
Yeah,
But
I
TO
per-
Johns are a big one for a lot of people, and like I
I'm
don't
not a
mind because
believer personally in Tio Johns, but I
it
can
depends on the size of the
see other
tournament, I think.
people.
Because like when I think the one Carolina tournament I helped TO, I won, but that was like one time, and I think it's easier to TO a 20-person local than like a 40-person tournament. So
yeah.
I get the idea.
If Gage started using him TOing side deck as a John, then that wouldn't be valid. But whoever TOs Rock the Hill, yeah, that's valid. Which I don't know who's TO for Rock the Hill.
Mage, CJ,
yeah. There's gonna be a few of us.
I figured
yeah,
how big it
Clay
was.
probably helping out there. Yeah,
It's gonna be so awesome. Oh my
are
god.
y'all
Gonna be
entering
hype.
too?
Oh heck no! I really would love to like enter, but I feel I always enter stuff in TO, but I want this to be the one time where I'm like, okay,
I got
I
you.
want to TO this right. I want to do everyone justice.
I see
So
that.
I'm just gonna TO. I'm gonna play Rivals though.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Thank you all for
yeah.
joining this very fast thrown together podcast. I hope
Thank you,
this
Lego
is
Thomas.
yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Mage, for joining from
Thank you
Twitter.
for having us.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you, thank you all
I
three.
hope all three of you at some point come on for a standardized episode where we have you as a
Joker
guest. The
episode.
Joker episode.
Yeah.
Where we all have you as individual guests with me and me, Pochu, and Worm. But we've had to throw stuff together this time because this is being, for context, this is being filmed on Thursday night. It was supposed to be filmed on Wednesday night because I can't film on Sunday night. I think what I'm gonna start. Oh,
Ah, yeah, okay,
I
he's dead.
I can't tell if he left because he thought we were over. Okay, he's back. Well, I'm gonna start filming this or try to get Worm and Pochu to film this a week in advance, so that way we have a buffer if possible.
That's helpful. It's like
But
helpful, but it makes your stuff less current, obviously.
but even then, it I don't know. It definitely make like certain majors, if we talk about a major, less relevant. But in terms of South Carolina, it not enough happens really to make it not relevant. But yeah, I think this is a great episode. I had a great time. Thank you all for coming. I will talk to you all and see you, Mage, and I hope to meet you soon. And T-Rex Chess, thank you. I think you moved, so I won't meet you.
Washington.
Yeah, so I probably won't meet
I'll
you, but
try to be
in
back
person. But
in SC for at least a tournament in 2023 at some point.
that's a good goal. Well, I'll meet you in person then. So, but thank you for coming on the podcast, Braden. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Sunday?
Wednesday.
You're not going Sunday? Oh no, you're out of town. Yeah,
I'm out of
okay. I'll
town.
see you
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I want to be, but I'll be in Epcot.
Mm.
So bye
All right. See you.
everybody.
Y'all have a
Good
good
night,
night.
everybody.